Hello and welcome to another edition of the Schmozcast. I'm your host, Anthony Deneau, and you know what? Tonight we're going to do things a little bit differently. I think I'm going to let everyone introduce themselves. So to my left in the studio that you can't see.
You can't see me, I guess.
John Cena.
John Cena in the studio. It's Chandler Daniels.
And Andre Martinez, or Andre Cien Martinez.
Literal.
At best.
At best. And behind me.
The most over young lion to grace these guys' presence, Double A, Aiden Ackard.
There you go. Hell yeah.
I think that was the best introduction.
Yeah, that was
just crushed all
winner.
of us. Yes.
Winner.
Way to go.
Should have at least tried.
We should have at least, yeah. No, there's always next week. Well, unless you're last week, then there wasn't. We got a lot to talk about. This is a huge episode. This is our preview episode. We've got NXT Takeover Brooklyn 4. It's kind of cool that I'm saying that. I can't believe it's been 4 already, but basically the WrestleMania of NXT plus Summerslam, which is the WrestleMania of the summer for WWE. So a lot of good stuff going on, and Chandler's going to read us down a couple of the cards. And then we're going to get into, maybe make some predictions, tell you how we feel about storylines, tell you what we're most excited about, tell you what we're least excited about, what we think the best match will be of the overall weekend, all that sorts of good stuff on our preview show coming up right now. Chandler, what do you got for us?
All right, so Saturday night we'll have NXT Takeover Brooklyn, and we'll have the Velveteen Dream going one-on-one with EC3. Next we have the NXT Tag Team Championship, where we have the Undisputed Era defending against Mustache Mountain. Next, we will have the NXT Women's Championship, where Shayna Baszler will defend against Kairi Sane. Adam Cole, also of the Undisputed Era, will be defending his North American Championship against Ricochet. And in a last man standing match, we will have Tommaso Ciampa defending his NXT Championship against Johnny Gargano. Oh, God. Cannot wait. I'm already more excited for Takeover, I think, than SummerSlam, even though SummerSlam is stacked as well.
Before you go on to the other card, can I ask you a quick question?
Yeah.
Why, I know the answer, but it's a rhetorical question. Why is it just a last man standing match between Ciampa and Gargano? Shouldn't Black get a rematch for his title?
Oh, yeah, because he's out. He's what is it, a groin injury that he legitimately has, but they've built a storyline into it, and it's oh man, so much going on there. But we'll get more into that later. So then next up for the SummerSlam card on the kickoff show, we're gonna have Andrade Cien Almas and Zelina Vega going against both Rusev and Lana Day. Then we'll have the Cruiserweight Championship. Cedric Alexander will be defending against Drew Gulak. And on the SummerSlam main show, we're going to have Finn Balor versus Baron Corbin. The Raw Tag Team Championship, the B Team will be defending against the Revival. Next up, the SmackDown Tag Team Championship, Bludgeon Brothers. Wow, brother.
Easy for you to say.
Brother. Bludgeon Brothers versus the New Day. Money in the Bank briefcase match, where Braun Strowman's Monster in the Bank, if you will be on the line, and if he loses in any way, shape, or form, disqualification, count out, any way that Braun Strowman loses, he will lose the briefcase to his opponent, which is Kevin Owens. United States Championship, Shinsuke Nakamura will be defending against Jeff Hardy. The Intercontinental Championship will be defended as Dolph Ziggler will have Drew McIntyre in his corner, and Seth Rollins will now be having Dean Ambrose, who returned on SmackDown, in his corner for that match.
He returned on Raw.
Returned on Raw. Getting my shows mixed up here. SmackDown Women's Championship, Carmella will be defending against Becky Lynch and Charlotte in a triple threat match. The Raw Women's Championship will be Alexa Bliss defending against Ronda Rousey in her first title match, being with WWE.
Her second title match.
Jeez.
Extreme Rule, Extreme Rule, she faced Nia Jax.
Why are they billing it as that then?
My mistake. I was Money in the Bank. Either way.
But no, you're right.
Second championship match.
Next up, we'll have most likely the main event, Brock Lesnar defending against Roman Reigns for the Universal Championship, and also AJ Styles will be defending his WWE Championship against Samoa Joe.
The real main event.
Yes.
Well, let's talk about that first. There's a few things I want to get into, such as your most excited, least excited, what the match you think is going to steal the show. But first, I want to go with what match is going to go on last. So, Aiden, you want certainly AJ Styles and Samoa Joe. You said you consider that to be your main event, certainly compared to the Universal Championship on the Raw side of things between Lesnar and Reigns, which we've seen a bunch. We've seen Styles and Samoa Joe a bunch too, but not so much in the main event or in WWE, certainly, I mean, really at all. Intriguing stuff here. So do you want that match to, I mean, I'm sure you want that to go on last, but is it signed, sealed, delivered, locked in that it's going to be Lesnar and Reigns, Aiden?
With the way that they've built the whole thing, it's going to be Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns as the last match, since this is their 4th time going at it in the main event.
There you go. Andre, you're pretty much on board with that. You certainly prefer Styles and Joe, but it's going to be Lesnar and Reigns. That's locked in, right?
Yeah, that's what they're going to do. I would imagine that. Why not put Paul Heyman as the showcase if that's the... No, I'm just kidding about that. But, yeah, that's what they're going to do. I mean, whatever. I've been expecting it, so it's not like I'm going to be rioting the streets or anything.
Chan, you going to be okay with this?
Yeah, at this point, I've seen it coming for so long, as Aiden said, so...
Like since April?
Mm-hmm, pretty much.
Okay, so let's go... Most excited, least excited. I want to hear from the full weekend. So this is going to also include NXT Takeover Brooklyn 4. The match you're looking forward to the most. There's one that I'm kind of looking for here. Basically, what it's coming down to, while we talked about the Styles Samoa Joe, and that is very exciting. I think on the SummerSlam side of things, it's going to be Miz or Daniel Bryan in terms of SummerSlam. But I'm kind of willing... I'm waiting to see if one of you guys is going to put an NXT match over that, specifically the NXT Championship match between Gargano and Ciampa. So let's go around the room. Let's start with Andre. Then we're going to go to Aiden and then finish up with Chandler. I want your most excited, least excited matches for SummerSlam weekend. This is including NXT.
Oh, boy, that's tough because it has to be Miz Daniel Bryan just because the feud is... The feud of
is that so, and that's why this is such an intriguing question, I think, because while that is such a great rivalry, is the NXT Ciampa Gargano, is that superseding, or is it just a notch below, or how are you kind of quantifying the difference between these two?
Yeah, I mean, see, that's tough. That's so tough. I mean, put me on the spot, but.
It's an exciting card. I think that's in SummerSlam as well as NXT. While we usually think NXT, even with only 4 or 5 matches, will usually blow away whatever pay-per-view card this is. SummerSlam actually is shaping up to be a really nice card, and it's plus you have all the backstory of the last year and a half of Bryan and The Miz. So there's a lot going on with that too.
More than a year and a half, as you saw on SmackDown.
Eight years.
If you want to include the original NXT, I'm using that in quotation marks because it certainly was a lot different than what it is now. It was a television show, kind of, compared to a developmental territory. Like
it was just a little strange. It was a segment.
It was an experiment. It was a segment, you could say,
contest,
right?
Yeah.
Did you watch SmackDown, Fernie?
Yes and no. I fast forwarded through most, but I
three-part
watched all three.
Okay,
I made sure I watched all 3 segments of, and that's kind of what I was looking for, is to see what would happen in terms of advancing that storyline. And that storyline doesn't need any advancing on the go-home edition. I mean, it was fine if that ended up that way with those two punching each other out hockey style in the ring. But I think doing this,
it's perfect.
Kind of the Mick Foley, Faces of Foley, JR. It's not quite the same interview style, but just to give us the 3 segments and the three different versions of the rivalry that we've seen between when Daniel Bryan first came to WWE, which is cool because you can see the Wrestling Road Diaries. Kind of from the independents and Daniel Bryan back in Ring of Honor of how he was getting himself set up to go to WWE and how he had to pass these physicals, but he didn't make one physical, so he had to do another one. I don't know if you're Chandler, are you somewhat familiar with that documentary?
I've heard of it, but I haven't seen it myself.
Okay,
yeah.
So it's good stuff because I think it's 2009, 2010, and it's Colt Cabana, Daniel Bryan, and it's right when Daniel Bryan is about to go to WWE to get signed. So it's kind of cool to see the NXT thing with The Miz because that's when he actually did get signed and passed the physical and was all set to go, and how they used him originally and got fired with the choking Justin Roberts and all that stuff. Then you fast forward to the talking smack of Bryan versus The Miz, and then now this rivalry is revamped, which we knew that if Daniel Bryan was going to come back, that this was going to happen. But it was cool to see the segment of the 3 different versions of the rivalry and leading us up to what we'll see on Sunday.
I just wanted my only minor complaint about that 3-segment clip or whatever you want to call it. It was great, the whole thing. I wish they had shown Daniel Bryan's first U.S. Championship win against The Miz, because that came against The Miz, and they kind of just glossed over that, which was kind of funny to me. But I don't know, they may have had their reasons for that. They
late cut.
Wanted it to go a different direction.
They got to have him on even playing fields. They can't have Daniel Bryan have a win over him.
I guess you're right.
We all know it, so it doesn't matter. We all know we beat him.
So since we're doing so Andre is basically we'll just go around and do most excited first. Andre is going with the most excited match for him is Bryan and The Miz.
Absolutely.
And so I think that's pretty good. So Aiden, what do you got?
People probably wouldn't expect this pick, but my most anticipated match of this entire card of NXT and SummerSlam will the Velveteen Dream taking on
that's a great one.
The top of the Elite EC3.
Very good. That's up there too, man. It's hard. You can't just bat an eye at that one. That's going to be an awesome matchup. It's 2 guys who have such well-defined characters too that I think it's another element that everything they do is so much in this persona that they have created, whether it be EC3, who I've really turned around a lot. I really despised him in TNA, and this goes back a few years, so if anyone has something negative to say about TNA, it's easy to understand why. But EC3 in NXT, since he's been there, has been awesome. He has won me over fairly easily, and of course Velveteen Dream is just amazing. So Chandler, what do you got for us for your most excited match, the one you're looking forward to the absolute most? If you could only have one match this weekend, which one are you picking?
It's like splitting hairs between Daniel Bryan and The Miz and Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano, but I'm leaning more towards Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano right now. Just I don't know, it's just everything that they've been through recently. All the matches that they've had, everything that's happened with them splitting up as DIY, everything. I feel like this is truly going to be the culmination of their rivalry. Like at the previous matches that they've had, it felt like, there's still something left, still something undone. And it was the NXT Championship. I feel like them having a match in this rivalry for the title, whoever wins, which I'm kind of hoping Gargano, I don't know. I would be okay with it if Tommaso retained too, but I'm kind of thinking Gargano's going to win it. But yeah, I feel like this is going to be the end of the rivalry, so I'm kind of more excited about that. But I'm truly equally excited for The Miz and Daniel Bryan as well.
I'm asking if you can refresh me. Are they 1-for-1 at takeovers?
Yep.
So the rule of thirds.
Yep.
One
exactly.
for one.
Everything about them, man. It's
or Triple H, Shawn Michaels. 2004 Royal Rumble last man standing match where both men are down for the 10 count. But then again, they did that not too long ago with AJ and Shinsuke.
Yeah, they did, and I feel like they probably would get backlash in Barclays for that. So maybe they wouldn't do it. And I mean, if they were to do it,
I think Triple H is smart enough not to do that. If it's not going to be a controversial ending, you got to at least have a clear victor.
Yeah.
One of them is going to stand on top.
Although Triple H was in that 2004 match, so.
Yes, but he's evolved from that.
I'm joking.
He's evolved because of evolution.
Mm-hmm.
He went through a whole group. There's a reason.
It's still in his blood.
He's a butterfly now. He's no longer just a larva. So what? I'm not a herpetologist or whatever. Okay, so this is the third pay-per-view match between Ciampa and Gargano, right? And it'll be the fourth for Reigns and Lesnar.
Yes, I wanted to make a quick note about that. I'm glad this match happened because now we have a perfect comparison between how you do a set of 4 matches over a long period of time. You have perfection in Kenny Omega versus Okada, and then you have what not to do with Reigns and Lesnar.
Very good. Yeah, it is kind of the yin and the yang in the worst balancing way possible.
So now other promoters or such can learn from this. This is how you do it. This is how you don't do it.
I like what you're saying there, and it's interesting because I wanted to see if the one that you're least excited for is the Lesnar Reigns match. For me, I am a little bit excited just because I'm gonna mark out for a second because I do want the title to be off Lesnar, and I'm ready. I don't want a long title from Reigns, but I'm ready to see the title regularly and then root for someone to get it off Reigns. So maybe they got me. I don't know. Andre, what do you think?
I want Brock to retain and hold both championships. UFC and Universal. I would love that. I would take not seeing the Universal Championship for a little bit longer.
I heard he's main eventing Women's Evolution, too. Him and Shayna Baszler.
I got an idea for y'all. The Money in the Bank is up for grabs. Kevin Owens wins. While both men are down, he pulls a Seth Rollins heist of the summer. Not of the century.
I'm
it's
okay
not big
with
enough.
That. It's not big enough. I agree. I would not be opposed to that whatsoever. Love Kevin Owens, and it really anyone, even if Strowman ends up doing it, that's
my hope.
Isn't that best case scenario is probably Strowman, and then second best case scenario is Owens, and then third and fourth maybe would be one of the people actually in the match winning. Like that's where we're at.
I think it's just equally bad if Lesnar or Reigns wins. So
can I say this? I will be incredibly happy and mark out for Reigns winning if it comes with Paul Heyman and Roman Reigns being a Paul Heyman.
Do you call
guy.
is that a heel turn or what is that?
Oh yeah,
is that a heel turn?
Oh,
or is that
of course.
a Paul Heyman face turn?
Yeah, exactly. I don't even know now. There's the storyline kayfabe and then there's the fan kayfabe, right? Like there really is become. I mean, in 2018, that's kind of what we're dealing with now.
But faces and heels don't do face and heel things anymore. It's so confusing nowadays. So
Yeah.
no.
Let's not forget that Heyman just sprayed Roman Reigns in the eye with something. It's not pepper spray, but it's something. I'm just gonna say it's silly string.
I like
How
that.
many times in WWE have they done that, where someone gets their tail kicked and then 6 days later they're joining the other person? It's like, what? Weren't you just?
Oh, they've done it in less time than that.
Oh.
Okay, so Andre, least excited. What match? The one match that's on either card that this would be the first one you'd cross off. The one you want to miss, your bathroom break, your popcorn match, your corn dog, whatever you got. Your throwaway match.
The one you delete.
Yes.
If we're going that route, then the Raw Tag Team Championship match, because the deleters of worlds aren't in it. So delete.
So the B Team versus the Revival is going to be the match that you are going to get rid of the quickest.
I'm still going to watch it though, but that would be, to answer your question, to pick out of all of those matches, all of those great matches, that would be the one, because even though there's intrigue with the Universal Championship match with the briefcase. So
I am actually going to agree with you. I think that is the first match that I would get rid of. And I enjoy the B Team and the current shtick, I guess. They're two fun wrestlers that I enjoy watching. And I think the Revival are awesome. They're such a throwback. They're like, the Arn Anderson kind of style wrestlers. They're great. But I'm with you. This would be the first one that I would get rid of. If I had to choose a second, it might be Balor and Corbin.
I was thinking that, because
Balor.
that feud is
Baylor,
so done.
yeah, Baylor.
It's so done. It needs to be done. I mean,
yeah,
it needs to
right.
just end.
And that's why I would consider that one. Aiden, where do you stand? Do you have something else for us that you'd get rid of?
Yeah, I would not get rid of the Raw Tag Team Champions, because now we have the potential of a Revival getting their first, WWE Tag Team Championship.
And that is something, and that's why.
Either way, I love the B Team to death, so I'd be happy with either outcome. So the match I would delete first would be Finn Balor versus Baron Corbin, because these two just need to move on, do better stuff.
Do better stuff with other people.
Because this is a time where the role of thirds just doesn't work.
Feels like that feud's been going on as long as the Brock and Roman one, honestly. Not really, but
it
feels
like
like
that.
It feels like Sami Zayn and Bobby Lashley all over again.
Feels longer than that. It feels longer than that.
Technically
feud.
longer than that.
Well, then
It's
that's
definitely
why.
long. It is longer for
They
sure.
both are kind of starting to get agonizing to watch.
And I never thought I'd say that about Finn Balor.
No,
It's
I
not
love
Finn's
the
fault.
two characters, but these two guys need to stop interacting with each other.
Yeah.
This is exactly like Big Cass and Daniel Bryan. This is almost exactly verbatim like that.
You think so? Well,
It's the big guy making fun of the little guy.
Sure, and the little guy.
Even though the little
certainly
guy
having-
kicks the big guy's ass twice.
Yeah, but the the allure of a fresh, brand new back Daniel Bryan kind of took that off of it for me. So this feud is just
Still, we need
so
Finn
stale.
Balor to get into the Universal title picture and not be on the mid card.
Chan, where do you stand?
I can absolutely that comparison that Aiden makes to this rivalry and the same feeling as Daniel Bryan and Big Cass. I can absolutely agree with that because this is the match that I would delete, and I hate saying that because I'm such a huge Finn Balor fan.
I'll watch it for Finn Balor, and I'll watch it for Baron,
I
Corbin.
will too.
I love the two.
Yeah, and I'm a fan of Corbin as well, but I'm a huge Balor fan, and I don't know. I'm just, as you guys said, over it with these two and everything like that's gone on with them on Raw, and Finn being in the little like kitty house, the little playhouse, like all of that is. I'm just So I'm just over it.
Let me ask you this then: either two of the kickoff show matches. Okay, you got
I believe the Raw Tag Team Championship is on the kickoff show.
Oh, really?
Yes, I believe. Yeah,
that they may have moved that
since that was just made last week or this week.
Okay,
so I think they put that in the kickoff.
So then let me ask you this: would you guys take either of the mixed tag match, Almas and Zelina Vega versus Rusev and Lana, or the Cruiserweight Championship match, Alexander and Gulak, and put either one of those two on the main show over Balor and Corbin?
Yes.
Put the cruiserweights on the main card, you cowards.
Yeah.
I
think you know what? If there is a time for it, I think you do it at SummerSlam.
Mm-hmm. They even advertise it like they said before, like Cruiserweight Championship on the main show,
SummerSlam.
and it's not. They lied to us.
And it's not.
Yeah. And this is just really continued history. Right.
Yeah. It's not the first time at all.
And it seems that this could be. I think Drew Gulak is very deserving of the tag team title. I think there's been times he's actually. Here's what I'll say. What did I say? Tag team.
Tag team. Yeah.
I'm like Andre the Giant in '89. I'm going to be the world tag team champion.
Although they should introduce Cruiserweight Tag Team Championships already.
I think that'd be really fun. I'd actually like to see them almost do trios and do the CMLL AAA style where someone flies out of the ring and someone else becomes legal. I've always loved that rule.
You need
change.
6 sides for that, though.
Do you?
That
could make it more interesting.
They can work. They can make it work.
Here's what I think about. All right, let's make some hot takes here right now. All right, I'm gonna make mine about Drew Gulak and the cruiserweight division. Since 205 Live has become a show on the network, Drew Gulak has been the most consistent cruiserweight performer. Agree or disagree, and then if you guys got a hot take, I'd love to hear it.
In terms of character or performance?
Well, I think both. Okay, his character has not been consistent necessarily because he came in as the Philadelphia Bruiser, and he's a grappler, and then he became the super funny, the PowerPoints, and also in
no-fly zone.
And then the no-fly zone was mixed in there, and then still he's continued to go with the no-fly zone, not as much with the PowerPoint stuff. But I really think in terms of he's not the high flyer in the ring, but I still think that he is a very good, fun wrestler, and he's different than everyone else in the cruiserweight division. But also being relevant in the cruiserweight division this whole time, and being able to kind of change with the ebb and flow of not just his character, but dealing with, okay, you're really good, but now Enzo's joining the cruiserweight division. We're going to need you to be this kind of character. Okay, we're getting rid of Enzo now. We're going to need you to be more serious, and now Triple H is taking over 205 Live. He's really gone with the ebbs and flows and done his job as best as I think he could, and he's always been... I think he's been the most relevant and consistent of the 205 Live roster, and I do think, especially with Cedric Alexander's the surprise rape tweets. If you don't know what I'm talking about, it probably sounds really weird right now. Maybe go ahead and Google that story.
Put up your Google machine and type it in.
That's right. Bring up the Google machine. But I think this is the time to put it on Gulak, and I actually would prefer that. I don't think this is a shocker here, but that they should put it on the main card, and Gulak wins the cruiserweight division. But what do you guys think? Is Gulak the most consistent 205 Live? You're going to disagree.
I'm going to disagree, but not in the way you think. I'm
Sure.
not going to bash him. I'm actually going to say I don't think he's the most consistent. I think he's been steadily rising. His stock has steadily been rising, which is actually a good thing. He's improving week after week, and I don't watch 205 Live every week, but every time I do, I always leave impressed with him, whether it's what he does in the ring, because his style's different, but it fits his character so well. And on the mic, he's just great, and his presentation, his PowerPoints, and then after that, just everything he's done, I'm a huge fan, but I feel like he's slowly kind of risen up, and I think it's a great story because I think this is a good time for it him to get the title.
I'll disagree with you technically because I don't think he's the most consistent. I feel like he's the most adaptable. Like he's gone through these changes,
That's
like you said.
Yeah, that's a
with
very fair
Enzo
assessment.
and the whole thing. And he's again on that steady rise. It feels natural. Like he's started at the mid card, with the whole grappling and telling the cruiserweights don't use the top ropes and whatever.
No fly zone.
No fly zone. And he's steadily gained his way to the top, and it feels like this is where he should be at this point in his career. And I do hope he actually does take the championship from Alexander.
Before we go to Chandler, let me ask you this, Aiden. Who would you say has been the most consistently good cruiserweight on the 205 Live since 205 Live's inception?
The most consistently good I would have to give to Mustafa Ali. Because even since the
really good answer.
Cruiserweight Classic, he has been just this amazing talent with the high flying and the execution of him, and just landing on his feet almost a lot of the time. It's like, wow, it takes years to perfect that, and he has.
And that was absolutely my answer, 100%. I was gonna go with Mustafa Ali as well. The way his offense, he's just so smooth with everything he does. I can't think of a different word to describe how he is in the ring. That he's just
smooth operator.
He's just smooth with everything that he does, and yeah, I think the most consistent performer absolutely is Mustafa Ali. And it kind of sucks to me that he didn't win the title. As much as I love Cedric Alexander and I followed his career since his time in Ring of Honor, I've been a huge fan of his for a really long time, so it was awesome to see him win the title at Mania, but I kind of felt like Mustafa maybe should have won it, and this should have been his reign, or Mustafa should have been the champion on this reign that Cedric has been on. Not to say that his reign has been bad or that anything against him at all, but I kind of feel like he should have won that. So,
and I totally get what you're saying, and I agree to a point. Not just because I want to see Ali with a title at some point, and don't get me wrong, I want Gulak to get it right now. That's going to be my guy. I want him to win it this weekend. But going back to the Ali and Cedric Alexander thing, I would have liked Ali not only to be the Cruiserweight champion, just to maybe give him some more validity, not that he necessarily needs it, but it certainly helps, right? But also because I think that Cedric Alexander's ceiling is probably a little bit higher than Mustafa Ali's, and I'm only saying that in the eyes of the people who are running the company. Most likely, I think that Cedric Alexander likely could be an IC or a U.S. title guy.
I could see that.
I'm not sure. I'm not saying that Ali couldn't or that I wouldn't believe it. I'm saying I don't.
It's more believable for Cedric,
and I don't see
I could see that.
the powers that be, if you will, to give that to Mustafa Ali. Whereas I think Cedric Alexander had the name. He had name recognition before he came to the Cruiserweight Classic. Not that Ali didn't, but certainly a few years ago, you probably even saw Cedric Alexander at Turner Hall in Milwaukee for Ring of Honor, which is just an amazing venue. If you haven't been there before, everyone needs to check that out. Even I've been there for ska shows, but that's great there too. But it was built in like the late 1800s, and for a wrestling show, man, it's one of the best. So much so that Kevin Owens, when we went there for NXT, he came back. He came off. He was a surprise visit.
He was on the main roster.
He was on the main roster.
He had been for a while.
Yes.
Things had been done. I would say things were definitely done between him and Sammy.
Yeah, and he came back really just to be at that venue and then kind of reinvigorate a rivalry with Sammy too. It was very well done.
That was such a cool moment.
Yeah, and one of the best wrestling shows I've been to was that NXT show. So, okay, well, you guys want to move on to some predictions?
Yeah, let's do that.
All right. First up, we got Velveteen Dream and EC3. Let's go with Andre. Your feelings here.
That's a tough one. This is one of the tougher ones to call. I think they're going to go with the...
I don't think that either...
EC3. I don't think that EC3.
I'm not sure either one of these guys is going to be hurt too much by a loss to the other one. That's another cool thing about it, is that I don't feel like they're pigeonholed whatsoever. So that's a good one. Chandler, what do you think?
I'm thinking that they're going to give the win to the Dream. And honestly, I'm really thinking, like, looking at this, I can understand why Aiden said he's the most excited about this for the overall weekend, because this could really be the best match of TakeOver. But I'm thinking that Dream is going to get the win.
I'm going to be biased and just give it to the Dream, since he is my favorite right now on NXT. And I'm slightly scared because the last big Velveteen Dream match with Ricochet I thought it would be the one to steal the show. Unfortunately, it wasn't. It was a great match, but the spots that were missed were kind of noticeable to the point where it kind of takes you out of the flow. So I pray that doesn't happen this time around.
I hope both of you are right, by the way. I think they're going to give it to EC3, but I hope that they give it to the Dream.
I'll be rooting for Dream as well, but I won't be upset if
No,
both three has been great.
Either one wins. We're all going to be happy.
Yes. Aiden, coming back to you on this NXT Tag Team Championship match, you've got Undisputed Era comes in as the champs. They'll be going up against Mustache Mountain. Who you got here, Aiden?
I love Mustache Mountain because British accents are really nice to an American ear.
Super in vogue right now.
Yes, but I still have to go with Undisputed Era because Kyle O'Reilly is my boy.
All right. Chan, what do you think?
I'm thinking Undisputed Era as well. Also, mostly I say that because NXT UK is kicking off, and they're going to have... Aren't they going to have their own titles?
I think Mustache Mountain is a shoo-in to be, if not the first champs, maybe in the first championship match, and then down the road, no longer than a few months, that these guys will be your tag team champions. And that's only if they don't have higher roles than being tag team champs. Right. If
they aren't like main event.
Exactly. If they aren't already, going up against Pete Dunne or whatever the situation might be. But Andre, you want to go 3 for 3 here and say Undisputed Era?
Yep, exactly for the reasons that both of you had said. They're definitely going to do an NXT tag team championship match. I don't know. I haven't seen spoilers. Thank goodness. But I think that's just a no-brainer. So, yeah, Undisputed Era is retaining.
All right, let's see if we can go 3 for 3 on this one. Shayna Baszler retaining the Women's Championship of NXT. Chan.
This one, honestly, is a tough one for me. Kairi Sane's been on a roll. She's been red hot, and she won the Mae Young Classic against Shayna Baszler, so you have that. But at the same time, I don't see anyone right now taking the title off of Shayna. She's killing it, and I'm gonna go with Shayna. I think Shayna retains. I understand if Kairi does win, but I think Shayna retains.
All right, I got a Shayna question for you guys once we finish up this round. Go ahead, Andre.
I think it's going to be Shayna, and nothing against Kairi Sane, but I think they're keeping it on Shayna Baszler until, and don't tell me spoilers because I've fortunately not seen any of the results other than the injury, but the Mae Young Classic winner is going to be if Shayna Baszler loses, that's who's going to take the title off of her. It just makes sense.
Okay.
And that's probably going to, that will happen at Evolution because that's when that match takes place. Duh.
Aiden?
I'm going to not follow through. I'm hoping for Kairi Sane.
Okay,
because I know that that Shayna Baszler is superior when it comes to just brute force, but I feel that Kairi Sane has the ability to get that underdog victory and
she absolutely does
almost pull off an upset against the champion, and who knows? My vote's for Kairi Sane because she is my favorite women's wrestler in all of WWE right now.
Okay, so that was 2 out of 3 for Shayna. Let me ask you guys something about Shayna in her championship reign. Is it as daunting if you're a competitor, kayfabe, as someone who would have gone up against Asuka during her reign? And certainly it's not the same length, but if you're someone going up against her, is it the same, or are you putting more eggs in the Asuka reign basket? I know it's a little bit different because Shayna's reign is not over, but it very well could end Saturday. But I guess what I'm saying is, does anyone have a chance more than anyone had a chance against Asuka when she was the champ?
That's the best way to pose the question, and it's because it's so different. It is very, very different.
Absolutely.
But at the same time, it is kind of the same. And the amount of someone standing a chance as much? I feel like it's the same. It's the same feel.
Like the Vegas odds would be frighteningly similar.
Yep, between going against either one of them as the champion. Yeah, I feel that. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I agree. I feel they're very similar. I might even say nothing against. I think Shayna. I feel that Shayna's more.
Is she more feared?
More feared.
And part of that's the build, and Shayna is, without a doubt, whatever way or era that you want to string it up in, Shayna's pretty much a straight heel, no matter what era or territory or faction, whatever federation that you want to put her in, regardless of time, let alone 2018. Whereas Asuka, I think hers is in question. I think people love Asuka, even if she was technically a heel, maybe at some points of her reign. Still, I think the people were really rooting for her. So I think that Shayna plays it more feared because she is a heel, but they're still very just daunting tasks to take down either of these two while they have the championship of NXT.
I feel like for Asuka, it was more, she's incredibly talented wrestler. How can I beat her? Kayfabe. With Shayna Baszler, it's like, oh man, she's crazy.
Scary.
She attacks people backstage when they're doing interview sections with someone completely else. Off stage, she'll attack people, and just the way that she's booked and the way that she's basically a bully backstage and going into the locker room and saying, this is my locker room, holding up the title or whatever. It's been months since I've seen that promo. This is my locker room. I run things now. So the way that they did that with Shayna is what makes me say more like feared in a way, if that makes sense.
Sure. Aiden?
I'll go with that. Shayna seems more ruthless than Asuka. Like, Asuka had the power of her reputation behind her, her incredible talent, but then Shayna also has the talent, the reputation, and also the figure of just this menacing statue that you just can't face. And like, that statue's gonna kick your ass.
Asuka's gonna beat you, Shayna's gonna injure you.
Another match we've got is Adam Cole against Ricochet. This is the NXT North American Championship. This is another match. This could easily be the match of the weekend and the one that makes it to, the network collection of 2018 as much as any match we have this weekend. I mean, these guys are unbelievable, and there's no way these guys didn't face each other at some point, right?
The history between these two, oh my God, PWG.
Okay.
Like, they
so
they
it was
came
PWG.
up together.
All right.
Yeah,
that's what I figured. There's no way their paths haven't crossed.
Mm-hmm. Oh, absolutely not.
They had
the back catalog of stuff. Oh man,
like, wasn't Ricochet during the ladder match? But it was part of the ladder match for the knockout
they were
title.
Yes, the original the match in New Orleans for the New Orleans takeover for the
North American. Yeah.
Yep. You guys got a winner here?
I think you keep the title on Adam Cole right now. Nothing against Ricochet. Just, it's not quite his time yet to be a champion, I feel like, in NXT. Maybe the next takeover, if he either the North American or NXT championship, if he gets himself into either of those pictures, maybe then you could put the title on him, build him a little bit more. Because on TV, I mean, everyone knows his reputation, but I feel like he hasn't been on NXT TV and doesn't have enough of a presence on NXT TV. I'd put either Velveteen Dream or EC3 right now in the North American Championship before I would put Ricochet. And like I said, there's nothing against them, but there's just more to both of their characters, and I don't know. He doesn't seem. It's weird saying this, but just. He doesn't seem important, if you will, enough for a championship match right now.
How much of that has to do with lack of promo on Ricochet compared to the other two? Or three, if you want to include Adam Cole.
I guess
I think that's a huge thing.
That's a big part of it for sure. That is a big part of it. But I just feel like he doesn't have as much of a character as any of those other guys that were mentioned.
I think that's extremely fair to say. Andre?
Well, at least we forget that time that I'm never going to forget. Ricochet flips over the top rope, lands on his feet, gets in Velveteen Dream's face. I think that's just enough promo out of itself. You could just repeat that for every match he's in. It's like, oh, there we go.
The meme, yeah.
I would have to say I didn't even think about it. I think it's more subconscious or maybe just letting Chandler convince me. But I agree. I think it's... At first, it was going to be a tough decision, but I think it's got to be Adam Cole. At first, I was going to say Adam Cole is the perfect guy to lose the title and then jump into the NXT Championship scene and take it off of the eventual winner of the Ciampa-Gargano feud, however long that goes. But I don't know now. I think Adam Cole having a nice, long, inaugural North American Championship reign would help a lot to elevate the prestige of that championship. And I hate to say prestige for a title that's just been... established, but
it matters.
It does matter, and the reason it matters is because Adam Cole has it. Not that someone else having it wouldn't make it matter, but the way that he's just so over. They're a heel group that is more over than a lot of the faces that they go against. and a lot of it has to do with his Adam Cole baby. But excuse me. But in the ring, he's phenomenal as well. So I think having a nice long North American Championship run with Adam Cole would be best. Would be best for the North American Championship for NXT in general.
My personal opinion, I think that we could see Mustache Mountain win the NXT Tag Team Championship and Ricochet win the North American Championship. And I think Sunday or Monday we could see Undisputed Era on the main roster. I really think it could happen as soon as this weekend. I think that'd be great, too. I'm ready for them on Monday Night Raw, especially with, I think that would be a really fun rivalry. Suppose that the Revival wins the Raw Tag Team Championships, and then you get them versus the Undisputed Era. I think that'd be a nice little Monday Night Raw rivalry for the tag team division.
Undisputed Era should, if they're going to go that route, they should come and do kind of like a mini Nexus thing and just come and wreck stuff during the main event.
Bring it on. Absolutely.
No winner with the Brock and Roman match. Have them
God.
just come out. No, wait. Come out and tear everything up, destroy them, and then after they leave, then the Money in the Bank guy comes and cashes in.
Okay.
Which one?
It doesn't matter.
Whoever. Together. They'll come down together.
Yes.
It'll be Nicholas. Okay, let's
Did you give your prediction on that match?
Adam Cole, baby.
Thank you.
There you go. Okay, let's do the last man standing match for the NXT Championship. This is a big one. Ciampa, your current champion against Gargano.
Whew.
Keep it on Ciampa.
Okay.
This is the toughest one out of all
Yeah.
of them, I think.
Yep.
But the reason I say that is because his promo from last week was so amazing. I just want to see more of it.
And I haven't watched last week. I was going to watch last week's and tonight's once we finish up here, but it's hard for me to say, and I'm sure that once I see it, I will be more on board with keeping it on him, because every time I see him on screen delivering a promo, it just everything that he has done as a heel makes sense, and him snaking his way to the NXT Championship, taking that one opportunity and capitalizing on it, seeing him retain the title, I wouldn't be upset by it, and it makes sense storyline wise. But I still, in my heart of hearts, I want to see Johnny Gargano win, just because of how the story has played out. I want to see him get this victory of all the matches, get this victory over Tommaso.
In your chrome heart of hearts?
In absolutely.
And
in my rebel heart.
And that is the beauty of this feud and this storyline, is that we're so emotionally invested.
Yeah, exactly.
Like in our heads, we know, yeah, Ciampa's the man. He's the one who should be the champion. But just as you're saying, it's like, yeah, Ciampa should win. But, man, I want to see Gargano overcome the odds. You want to see him win. You want to see him hugging Candice and holding up the title. And, and that doesn't
Confetti?
work for, yes,
Everything.
for him. Yep, yeah.
Maybe even
all of
pyro.
that.
Hey, I mean,
Throw in some pyro.
maybe.
Which makes it make that much more sense for them not to give it to us. So I think Ciampa's going to retain.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to go lightning fast for a couple of these. You guys are going to tell me, I'm going to tell you the match. You're going to tell me the winner real quick here, okay? We got Balor or Corbin. Chandler.
No one. Sorry.
Skip the match.
Balor.
Balor 3 for 3. 3 wins.
Balor.
Over Corbin.
Okay, we got the Raw Tag Team Championship. B Team or Revival?
Revival.
Revival.
B team forever.
SmackDown Tag Team Championship. You've the Bludgeon Brothers are the current champions. They're going to be taking on the New Day. Chandler.
Jeez. What do you guys think I'm going to say? New Day.
I thought you'd say New Day, but the Bludgeon Brothers are crazy people.
Yeah, but Andre and I had the conversation. I'll make this quick. We had the conversation on the way here. It doesn't matter the situation. I want to see New Day win. Whatever they're doing, I want to see them win. So I'm going with New Day. Whether or not I think actually that's what they're gonna do, or just my favorite, what I want to see, I'm gonna go with New Day.
If you could go through any wrestlers' cookies or their like Google history, you got to think the weirdest ones, if they can spell similar to AOP, would be the Bludgeon Brothers. Like, what the hell is on their? What kind of stuff are they looking up when they? You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to know what's in that history, but I imagine it's got to be the worst of anybody on the roster right now, right? Like, nobody's
Absolutely.
In kayfabe, at least.
in kayfabe.
New Day. New Day rocks.
Going New Day.
Bludgeon Brothers, just so they can feud with Sanity.
Okay, I like that. Okay, all right. Now we got the Money in the Bank briefcase match. This is Kevin Owens wins. Really, in any way, he becomes the briefcase holder, whether it be a count out or whatever the situation might be. You got Strowman or Owens?
Strowman retaining the briefcase.
Strowman, baby.
Owens gets it. He cheats.
I'm gonna go with Owens too. I think he gets it on a cheat, and I think it'll be fun though. I think he'll have it for a few months. I don't see a cash in this week. I wish. I really wanted one.
I'll have it for a few minutes, then Braun just forcefully takes it back.
Yeah, my briefcase. Okay, U.S. Championship. Nakamura retaining or Jeff Hardy?
Nakamura retaining.
Shinsuke.
Nakamura then feuds with Randy.
Okay, I think that's 4 for 4 on that one. I think that not only do I agree that Shinsuke is going to win it, I think Randy is the next one to go against, even though it's, I guess, heel versus heel based on the changes we've seen this summer. Did you want to get in?
No, sorry.
Okay. IC title match. You got Ziggler as the champ versus Seth Rollins. We did not mention this match yet. This is another one that could be, once again, this one's not in Pittsburgh and doesn't have a time on the thing. So this could very well be the match of the weekend. We didn't mention this one as the one we're most looking forward to. But once again, we could walk away from this weekend saying, of course it was a classic. Of course this is the best. And it's right up there with any of the ones that we want to mention or that we did.
I think it'll be the best match on the SummerSlam card itself.
Okay. Oh, that's saying something with you. You got Miz and Daniel Bryan, but at the same time, Ziggler and Rollins, amazing competitors, and they've proven it once again and again that not only can they go, but together they're a force to be reckoned with in terms of putting on great matches as we currently see them on the main roster.
Rule of thirds, baby.
Ziggler retains, Andre.
Ziggler retains because Dean Ambrose turns on Seth Rollins.
I'm riding in that exact same boat.
Okay, so this
for the exact same reason.
Love it. Aiden.
Ziggler retains in both Drew McIntyre and Dean Ambrose turn their guys.
Double turn, or how do you? I don't even know how to. I don't know how to even put that into words, but I love it.
I don't have enough time to explain, but it'd be interesting.
But if I did, man, I tell you,
I need an hour of itself to explain.
Oh, very good stuff. Ooh, we got all sorts of stuff going on. Okay, so let's run down the rest of the card here. So, oh man, I'm gonna say Ziggler retains. I think there's gonna be maybe an accidental Dean Ambrose thing. I think they'll do like the next pay-per-view that features male superstars, which is weird to say, but that's kind of cool. First time that's come out of my mouth. It's gonna be Ziggler and McIntyre against Rollins and Ambrose, but we will get the Ambrose turn on Rollins at some point. So I do think that is coming this fall at some point. Okay, SmackDown Women's Championship. We got a triple threat here. Carmella, is she going to retain, Chan?
I think Becky Lynch is walking away the champ.
Becky
deserves it.
3 for Becky, and let's make it 4, I guess. Oh, you know what? The one thing I don't see happening is Charlotte winning. I don't, for whatever reason.
Yeah, I agree.
I would say that's
either
the least
Becky wins
likely,
or Carmella retains.
And Carmella might only be. It could be a 15-minute match, and Carmella might only have 2 or 3 important minutes. But I think the laying on the outside and coming in when it matters most would be a way to keep the title on her that doesn't hurt the other two, because they will have gone through the gauntlet against each other. And who knows? You know what? The women's pay-per-view coming up, like this, there's a lot of seeds that are going to be sown into what could be the main event at Women's Evolution. Let's move on to the Raw Women's Championship on the red side of things. Bliss going to retain over Rousey?
I think they're going to hotshot it and put the title on Rousey right away. I think that's happening.
Okay.
I feel like it's a little soon still, but I feel like it's going to happen at SummerSlam.
Andre's ready to go in on Rousey as well.
It's going to happen, and it's not too soon. Give it to Ronda. She deserves it. Yeah, I said that.
What does she have in the back of her Honda?
A bat.
Okay. Aiden, your call here on Bliss retaining over Rousey.
I want Bliss to retain, and I want Ronda Rousey to actually do house shows to actually practice.
She's done house shows before.
Nope, not a single one.
Yeah, she was doing tag matches and singles matches on house shows.
She has.
It's not been recorded then. I haven't seen it.
I've seen clips on Twitter and stuff from people in the audience.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you sure that wasn't? Here's the thing, though. Well,
Photoshopped.
but if that was a MSG house show, I consider that to be very much different than a house show at the Coliseum in Madison.
But she's worked multiple house shows.
Okay.
More than one.
All right.
I'm almost positive. Now
All
we're
right.
going to have to make...
I didn't know that either.
Making me think.
See, that's why I'm questioning it with Aiden, because you know, the MSG is more like it's not even a glorified house show. It's an MSG show. It's, you know, it's so good that they don't put it on the network other than that one time.
They don't record.
It's a pay-per-view they don't record. That's a really good way to put it. Okay, so now we got Lesnar and Reigns.
And there's a lot of different outcomes that you could have with this match. Without a cash-in, I'm going to say Roman Reigns retains. With a cash-in...
Retains?
Roman Reigns wins and gains the Universal Championship. And with the cash-in, I think that it would be Brock cashing in, and Braun cashing in, and I think that he would walk out the champion.
So when Raw opens next Monday, Strowman will be your champion in your opinion.
If he cashes, if there's going to be a cash-in in this match.
Okay.
I'm going to speak my desire into existence. Roman Reigns wins via heel turn or help, whatever turn you want to call it, help from Paul Heyman.
You know what? Paul Heyman just takes the title and just runs back to ECW.
All right.
Nobody wins.
And then we've got the WWE Championship match. Styles, your current champion, facing off against Samoa Joe. Chandler, are we going to see Samoa Joe as the champion?
Yes.
Samoa Joe wins, Chandler says. It's a tough one.
It is.
You're going to lock it in? I'll give you 5 to lock it in. 4. 3.
Nah, Styles retained.
That's all it took.
Yeah.
Andre, you're sticking with Styles too.
Oh, yeah. Styles is holding this sucker till WrestleMania.
Aiden, where you stand?
I call AJ Styles retains, but rule of thirds. Samoa Joe gets it the next time and then keeps it, and then who knows what after.
Very good. But we've got a huge weekend coming up. We are all very, very excited about it. Check back next week. The show will be on YouTube. We might have some bonus content on there. We've got to do a little bit of editing to get another fun show up there about wrestling entrance themes and what some of us consider to be some of the greatest of all time. So look for that on our YouTube page and our other social media outlets.
Yes, you can also find us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at the Schmozcast.
All right, folks. For Chandler, Aiden, and Andre, I am Anthony signing out. Catch us next week. Thank you for listening.